fifth grade social studies friends. Today we're going to be talking about the Declaration of Independence. I know you've heard me say that over and over again, and it's so important because it's really how we became the United States. It's the first steps that we took. And I know you guys did a short little packet about it before. You guys should be listening to me read what is the Declaration of Independence and taking notes on it in your note-taking, read-aloud notebook packet that I gave you guys. But the whole point of this, boys and girls, is to really understand where we came from to become the United States. Because at first we talked about we were just the 13 colonies. Okay, we belonged to Great Britain, and what really happened to make us decide that we were going to break away. It was time, and we couldn't just say, hey, we don't want to be friends anymore. We don't want to talk. We want to be on our own. It's fine. No, a war ended up happening all because of this declaration, all because of this document. Okay, so this week, boys and girls, if you look at your April 20th chunk of this packet, it says that you should listen to this introduction video, and I know there's an introduction video for this one, but please make sure you're watching this one too. And I'm just going to go through a little information about it, and then I'm going to show you what this week's assignment is. All right, so if you notice here, this is actually a picture from where the Declaration of Independence was actually signed in Philadelphia in Independence Hall. I've been there before, and I'll make sure to post some pictures on Google Classroom so you guys can see what it actually looks like today, and you can go visit it. So the Declaration of Independence is a historical document with which the original American 13 colonies announced their separation from Great Britain in July 1776. That's an important date. It's just a date you always should remember. It is one of the most famous documents in history of America. It was written by President Thomas Jefferson, who was also an American statesman. He was born in 1743 and died in 1826. Before the Declaration of Independence was signed, there was little talk about America's independence from Great Britain. Let's see, boys and girls, it's going to let me move myself. Just let me come out of this. Let me move myself over to this side. There we go. Okay, so that last line, there was a lot of talk about America's independence from England. Why was it written? Okay, in 1775, American colonists were unhappy. Think about what you've listened to me say. Why are colonists unhappy? With the way English ruled Americans. They were unhappy about the restrictions forced on trade and paying those high taxes. So they talked about independence to everyone, and the news spread all over the country. Soon, a colonial meeting or assembly was held in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where American delegates were authorized to attend. This meeting was called the Continental Congress. A lot was discussed on that day. Now, boys and girls, in the side of this book, if you guys have been listening to me, and you should be, you've heard about the taxes that they had, the different rules and laws that they had to do. And we just have posted the first Continental Congress, and there's going to be more than one that leads to the Declaration of Independence. So in this meeting, it was decided that an agreement was made to declare independence to all American colonies. American statesman Richard Henry Lee was one who introduced the motion of declaring independence in the Congress meeting. The next day, the debate on declaring independence began in Congress. Now, boys and girls, this is important because some of the colonies definitely wanted to be independent. They're like, we're done with Great Britain, done with King George. We don't want to be part of Great Britain anymore. But some of them liked it. Some of them were like, this isn't that bad. Why are you complaining? But they all had to agree to declare independence. All the colonies had to agree because they were going to be going against a really powerful country at this time in history. Most delegates supported that America be independent, as it could produce benefits for the American people. They believed independence was important. So here we go. Who wrote it? Roger Sherman, John Adams, Robert Livingston, Ben Franklin, and Thomas Jefferson, some of those people you really should know at this point, were leaders who were appointed by the Continental Congress to write a document explaining why America was declaring independence. Out of the 5 members, Thomas Jefferson is the one who was chosen to write the first draft. Listen, first draft, not multiple drafts. First draft. He's going to do this again and again and again to get it perfect. Of the Declaration of Independence. The 5 appointed leaders were called the Committee of Five. All of this happened on the 11th of June, 1776. Thomas Jefferson wrote the first draft over the next few weeks, and some changes made by the rest of the committee. They presented it to Congress on June 28, 1776, but not everyone agreed on the first of declaring independence. Those who opposed independence were, however, very few, but they clearly explained why they were opposed to it. They wanted to fix their relations with Great Britain first, so voting about independence was postponed until everyone could agree. What does it mean? The signing of the Declaration of Independence meant that America was now a free country. It could govern itself without fear of being ruled again by Great Britain. The Declaration of Independence explains why American colonies wanted their freedom. And you guys are going to look at the Declaration in a little bit. It's very clear of this is what's happening, this is what the king's doing, and we want to be free for these reasons. They listed that in the documents that they had rights, which they felt they should fight for. Also listed were all the bad things that King George of England had done to the American colonies. And we called those, boys and girls, in one of my last videos. I told you guys those complaints, grievances, all the things they have wrong with King George. So in conclusion, boys and girls, the Declaration of Independence is an important historical document that secured the freedoms that we enjoy today as Americans. It was approved by the Second Continental Congress on July 4th, 1776. Why do we celebrate Independence Day? All because of the Declaration of Independence. It symbolizes the birth of the United States of America. Now, boys and girls, this week you are going on a scavenger hunt of the Declaration of Independence. You're going to see that you have a sheet that looks like this. The sheet is also in your packet. You choose. Do it digital or do it on the paper copy. It does not matter which one you did. So if you notice, boys and girls, in your paper copy, you're going to see I gave you the slideshow if you wanted to write some things down. You don't have to, but it's just there if you want to go back to it. And then you'll see you have the paper copy. Again, I don't care which one you do. You can do it on Google Classroom or you can do it on here. The directions say, use the copy of the Declaration of Independence and follow the arrows and complete the scavenger hunt. It's all questions, boys and girls, and it really goes in order. So the first question says, you'll see it right on here, when was the Declaration signed? Now, boys and girls, you have 2 ways to look at the Declaration of Independence. The first one, it's right here in your packet. The second, if you see right here, you have a link, and that link will bring you right to the Declaration of Independence. And I'll show you guys the first answer. In Congress, July 4, 1776. So what do you need to write in that little box right here or right here? That exact answer. Okay, some of them are going to be a little bit tricky. If you feel like you don't know the answer, look through the Declaration of Independence, and it's written a little weird because it's a primary source, guys. It's written in a form of English, that Old English, that we don't always understand perfectly, but do your best. Stop, think what the question's asking you. And if that doesn't work, use Ducksters, okay? Ducksters is going to be linked here. You can use this and a lot of the information you can find in there. And I also put a printed copy of Ducksters in your packet in case you don't have it there, okay? So again, boys and girls, you're going to go through and you just need to type it in. It doesn't need to be in a complete sentence. Just give me the answer and then you can submit it or do it on your paper packet and I will get it the next time we collect work. If you have any questions, always ask me. It's going to make your brain think a little bit, okay? But I really want you to see what the Declaration of Independence really says and to see how much you really can read and comprehend of it on your own. But I am always here to help and just reach out to me. Thanks, guys.